What's up everyone, welcome to the channel. Today is the first episode of my series called Budget Build. The goal of the series is to create builds that are worth your money and very affordable for the average player who play Lost Ark. Today I would like to start with my main class, Surge Deathblade. I will be going through the skill points, gems and engravings that I personally use for my build, and I will try to showcase the build later on with some discolluder runs and see the result for yourself. Hope you guys like the video. Let's get started. First of all, we're going to talk about the sets. There are two sets that I went for. The first one is start from 1415 to 1444, which is the legendary set, and the relic set that you can create or craft after reaching 1445. The legendary set that I went with is the Covetous Whisper. The Covetous Whisper is not really that complicated to understand. It's actually simply you just get a stack. That stack give you a crit rate, and you get every time you don't crit. So every time you don't crit, you get a stack, and that stack adds up a couple more times. That's for the 2-set bonus. For the 4-set bonus, you have a 15% chance to get a charm effect, and which changes to the seduction, and the seduction will give you a crit rate, which help you out a lot. And for the 6 bonus set, you get just increase your crit damage. So if you're critting a 1 million, you will crit 1.4 million. It's increased 40%. This is very simple. For the relic set is commonly known. Surge Deathblade always goes with the entropy set. It's called the Earth Entropy set. The reason behind it is just increase your crit and your damage by a lot. For the 4-set bonus, you will get a 17% crit rate. For the 2-set bonus, you get 55 crit damage because you're a back attack. So the baseline is crit damage plus 17. However, when you hit the boss from the back, as Surge Deathblade, you get 55. And for the 6-set bonus, you get a damage increase. The damage increase is start from 7, but since you're a back attack class, it will modify to 21%. Huge increase in damage as soon as you finish the Earth Entropy set. And without further ado, let's move on to the next point. Next, we're going to talk about combat stat. The combat stat that I have right now are 1100 on spec and rest on crit. For my necklace, I have crit and spec, and I chose one of my earring to be crit. Now I have done that intentionally just because of the engravings that I have. I want as much crit as I can, but I also want spec to be as high as possible without damaging spec. You want spec to be as high as possible. So if you can make a spec way much more higher than that, let's say 1300, it's actually better. The reason for that is simply surge damage rely heavily on spec. Also your identity meter gain and your identity cooldown after you activate your identity rely also on spec. Not to mention also your awakening damage also rely on spec. So the more spec you get, the better, but try to get as much as you can also on crit. So for example, I have my necklace has crit, and one of my earrings have crit as well, just because I want to crit on my surge as much as possible. Next, we're going to talk about engravings. Engravings that I have right now are 4x3. This is very easily achievable with legendary accessories or legendary and relic accessories. The engravings that I have are Keen Blunt Weapon. It's very good when on Surge Deathblade because especially with the 700 crit and a drill, and since I get additional crit rate, so I'll be critting more often with also the relic set. Also it give me more 50% damage increase on the crit, so my surge will start to crit probably something around 18 mil every time it crits, something around 18, maybe 16 to 18 mil every time. Second, I have Ambush Master. Surge Deathblade is a back attack class, and I get a huge benefit from that, since increases my damage or my back attack damage by 25%. Surge, you need Surge in the new meta right now. You need Surge to be level 3. You cannot run it anymore with level 1 engraving. I know before the recent update, it used to be able to run Surge as level 1, but right now you need to run it at level 3, just because it increasingly changes the damage that you get. Right now you used to get like 100% damage. Right now you get 120 increase in damage. And adrenaline is engraving that rely on using abilities so much, and Surge Deathblade is capable of continuously having 6 stack up all the time. So this is a very good engraving on it. Also increase my crit rate, which is very helpful with Keen Blunt Weapon and my relic set and the stat that I have. You can easily achieve this with the market that we have right now, so it's really not that crazy expensive. Let me show you. For example, let's put like something like this, specialization, like let's put Surge, and maybe like Keen Blunt Weapon. Oh yeah, I always forget to do that. Or accessories. You know, it's like really not that hard to get this accessories. Like, it's very low cost. I mean, like, you can even go with something like 88 and it only costs you this much, so it's not really hard to get. Also, something like maybe adrenaline also is not that expensive. Also, it's very cheap to obtain. Maybe a relic, not as much. Also, if you have crit here, you will have even an easier time finding something good, even with relic. Oh, relic is not, but oh wow, relic is definitely not. I mean, like, these are okay. Maybe not this one, but you know, you get the gist. Yeah, this is something you can go with. Yeah, crit and swiftness, this one, but you get the gist. It's not really expensive to run these 4 engravings, and they're extremely useful. Now, the ideal engravings that you would like to run are those: Surge, Grudge, Ambushmaster, and Adrenaline. If you can run those, this is also like way much better, and I think this is way much more consistent, to be honest, right now. But you know, because I was trying to get some relic accessories, the Grudge was kind of a bit too expensive to have. The damage that you expect is something like this. You try to use your skills only to generate orbs. Those those identity gauge thing. So you're probably gonna crit around 18.6. However, with the same engraving that I have right now, which are these engraving, you're supposed to crit around the same exact number if you have full all the 20 stacks on. It crit a little bit higher, but that number is, like, as you can see, it's really not different. Like, crit higher, but it shouldn't actually. Probably the Grudge didn't, like, you know, put all the effect on it, or maybe the crit was a bit too low. But, like, you know, you see, like, it's the exact same number, and also it's very cheap. You can also afford to have some relic accessories in there that helps you out, which is, like, you know, increases the damage that you have by a lot, actually, with, you know, strength and versatility and all that. And yeah, that's pretty much for the engraving. right now. They have, if you're looking for an ideal engraving, like an absolute 5x3 engraving, on top of Adrenaline, Ambush Master, Grudge, and Surge, you would like to add something like Cursed Doll, and that will really take it up a notch. If you have these 5 engravings, like 5x3 engravings, you're gonna notice a huge difference in damage, and you will probably crit anything between like maybe something like 19 to 22 mil on Surge. Yeah, 21 mil, like that's actually more consistent and more reliable damage, but because the market right now is a bit too expensive to run this 5x3 engravings. For example, if we look at like a necklace, let's say combat will be crit and combat another combat specialization, engraving gonna be surge, for example, let's say, and adrenaline. Okay, let's put adrenaline and tier 3 relic. It's like 100,000 gold. Nobody can afford that. And even if you take adrenaline and maybe put something like ambush master, it's still very expensive. Like this is just even lower quality than this one. Is still very expensive. A grudge also gonna be very expensive. Yep, and very expensive. And even if you look in something like, let's say something not like a necklace or something like that, for example, like earrings, 6,000 is also quite a lot, and it's not even 5 nodes, it's only 4 nodes on Surge. So these are quite expensive accessories. However, if you take out the Grudge and maybe put like Keen Blunt Weapon, you notice it's a huge difference. Like you can afford 400, but you cannot afford like some like these where it's like way too much expensive, like a Grudge. Also, it works over here, like also over here. Maybe let's just maybe this a bit also. A little bit, so maybe you can get a good drop or something like that, but also it should be not that expensive at all. Like I managed to get it very easily. Yeah, you see like 77, you know. Oh no, sorry, this is not it. Wait, what? Why is it not? This is not. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't notice that one. Okay, maybe something like, yeah, adrenaline, let's see. Yeah, see, it's a bit expensive, so might want to go with legendary instead for that. Yeah, this is way much more affordable, and you will probably get the exact same result as this one right now. So this is for the engraving. Next, let's talk about the gems. I notice a lot of people, they don't have a very high level damage gem for Surge. So if you have like bunch of 6 or level 5 gems, it's better for you to convert all of that to level 7 damage gem Surge, since this is the main ability. The main ability that you have is Surge. Like Surge, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it does something around 70% of your damage, maybe 65-70% of your damage. So the more high level gems that you have, the better that your damage gonna be. So don't cheap out on gems, especially if it's your main. Make sure you fuse all of your gem to make it like something like level 8 or level 9. Something like a level 9 is better for me. Level 8 for me is better, just because like I have other classes that I like to play, and I have like, you know, I need to take care of them as well and give them more gems. But level 8 is a very good level. And if you're wondering how much damage like level 8 will add, as you can see, as we saw, yeah, I create like something like around 18 mil. If I do the same thing right now, probably I will be creating something like around 10 mil right now. at its best. So it's a huge increase, 15 mil. It's so 3 million. Actually, 3 million damage in itself using only one gem. So this gems just gave you 3 million extra, so it's a huge, and also the more higher you get it, the better. For the car set, I used the Lost Wing Cliff. I have the 12-piece Awakening. If you do not have the 12-piece Awakening on this, it's useless. Don't use that one because all the Legion raid bosses do not do dark damage, so you're actually just throwing a card set in the garbage can. So a better card set would be this card set, Field Boss 2. Field Boss 2 gives you maximum HP plus 4, which is huge, so make sure you use it. And if you can awaken 18 piece, you get 2% crit rate, so maybe you can outdo that instead. So I highly recommend, if you don't have Lost Wing Cliff, to equip this Field Boss set, just because it's better. And also you might want to work on Light of Salvation. Light of Salvation, try to awaken as much as you can, because it gives you holy damage. Change your damage to holy damage, which will increase your damage by like 10% to Legion raid bosses. But for now, you want to go with either Lost Wing Cliff if you have the 12-piece Awakening. If you do not, make sure just go with Field Boss 2 to get the maximum HP. Legion raid do not do to you dark damage. They don't do any elemental damage, so this is, you're just wasting a chance of getting more HP per se. Also, another build that I have for Surge Deathblade is this set of engravings, which is Crystal. It's not the best. I mean, like, it's practically the same. If you don't like Keen Blunt Weapon, you can always go for this one. Pretty much the same stat, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna have the same exact result to it as well. In terms of like damage that you're gonna be dealing, it's gonna be probably the same, if I'm not mistaken, as far as I remember. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Also more reliable, I guess, in the same like terms. So if you don't like Keen Blunt Weapon, you can just always add Crystal. Crystal is also a very good engraving. But yeah, without any further ado, I will do right now a quick Discoluder run just to showcase the build that I have right now and the way it plays. Mainly, I will play with this build, with the one with the Keen Blunt Weapon. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you later.
No, no, no.
Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please don't forget to demolish that like button and don't forget to subscribe. It's for free. Adios.